Hi, and welcome back to the Brown Couch Sessions. Today we have the fantabulous Kate, and she's coming in to talk to us about all of her fantastic new endeavours. So ladies and gentlemen, please, warm welcome to Kate.
Oh my god, thank you so much for having me. Brenton, it is amazing to be here.
How comfy is the couch?
I feel like I'm sinking, but that's just an everyday experience for me.
Let me just get up some questions because I'm totally prepared on the fantabulous Brown Couch Sessions. It's a brown couch?
It is a brown couch. I love that. I feel like it's a very creative use of words.
The best use of words.
Yeah.
Brown Couch Sessions.
Brown Couch Sessions. Welcome back to Brown Couch Sessions.
We're in a meeting and a board of creative people, and they're like, what should we call the show, Brenton? And we're like, well, the couch was brown. It's an interview session show. So we're like, Brown Couch Sessions.
Yeah, it's a session.
Yes.
I love it. I feel like that's really creative.
So last night, shall we talk about this? Last night,
oh god, how
you
exciting.
won a fantabulous award.
Yeah, I kind of did, didn't I?
The Totally Useless Internet Awards.
I loved it. I can't believe that I won, and I'm still so honored and like coming down from a high.
of the year. Of the year.
Yeah.
2018, a fantabulous year. But I heard from a bird, the after party.
Oh my god, the after party.
As the young kids say, it was lit.
It was actually on fire at one stage. I may have set off the Totally Useless Internet Creator Award of the Year. I set it on fire because I was so excited. I set the entire party on fire. I stepped in and I was explosive. Like, my energy is always really explosive.
Scotty's on fire.
Unfortunately, yeah, the party was absolutely lit, and then I set it on fire. So it was a great night. I was on top of the moon. I'm still on top of the moon. I'm still like drifting down to space, like from space.
I saw on Snapchat it descended into a bit of a wet t-shirt contest.
Yes.
Obviously,
I had a
because
lot of men.
fire.
Yeah, well, yeah, because everyone was really hot after I set everything on fire. That I asked the paramedics what to do, and all they could say was wet t-shirts. So I started handing out wet t-shirts, and then I asked Tana Mojo, who was also a runner-up for the Totally Useless Creator of the Year award, help me hand out these wet t-shirts because we need to like cool people down. And she was like running around, but she's actually useless in real life as well. Whereas I'm really useful in real life. On the internet, not so much. But, we did our best, and there was a wet t-shirt competition between myself and Tana Mojo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that one up after the show.
Yeah.
So, being Creator of the Year.
Yeah.
What most people want to really dig deep and understand, what really does inspire you to get up in the morning and create amazing content for those millions and billions of legions of fans?
Yeah. Fans about the people, but not to nitpick on, like, that's just splitting hairs at this point. They're not really fans of mine, they're fans of other people. But what gets me up in the morning is really the sun, because it rises, and then because I'm not a fan of like my blackout curtains, so I don't really put them down very often. So the sun rises exactly where my window is, and the reason that I normally smell when I get to work, and like I'm so grateful to have a job where I'm allowed to smell. Like, I'm allowed to be really horrendously smelly, and I'm sorry, like, I've given you this space right now. The thing that gets me up in the morning is the sun, because I wake up sweating and dehydrated with a headache because the sun.
Interesting.
Wakes me up.
I'm sure many fans out there are wanting to know that.
Yeah.
So the other question is, it leads in from the inspiring, but
Yeah.
how did you really get to the stage of your career that you are in right now?
God, yeah. I mean, I've done so many things. I'm apparently a werewolf. Some people were a little bit conflicted over me being a werewolf and asexual and a sub. But I mean, the thing that really keeps me going every day and the thing that really keeps me motivated is just like, I have lots of thoughts. Like,
Thoughts are good.
yeah, I mean, I think that thinking is kind of fun. And sometimes I get so wound up with like a thought that like I just kind of run with it. So sometimes I'll have one thought and then I'll have an entirely conflicting thought, and that will mean 2 videos, and those videos will conflict, and then people get confused because
It's like a thought battle.
it is, yeah. My thinks, they don't like each other. So my thinks need to become videos, so that it's like a creative outlet, and it's like I'm doing something with my thinks. So, yeah.
Upon that thinking thought, I've heard a little bird tell me you're in the studio right now. You're recording an album.
Yeah, I am.
How goes progress on that? Like, I'd love to sort of deep dive and understand the creative process of going from sort of one field to another and just getting your feet all wet and dipping and creative juices flowing.
At this point, it's not just my feet that are wet. Like, all of me is entirely wet.
Moist.
So it's really exciting to be in the studio where I can't show my face, because the thought of me not being, you know, liked just because I look like this is exciting. I've always kind of thought of myself as a vocalist and as like a musician, and in high school I actually did a lot of vocal lessons and got told that I was useless. So I just kind of wanted to, you know, do it anyways because I have the money to do so, because I'm the totally useless internet
Giant
lord. Yeah.
middle finger to everyone that possibly ever doubted you.
Yeah.
So, you've got your internet endeavors, you've got your music career,
Career, I love that.
and now I hear you're doing a Netflix adaptation of your life story.
It took me a long time to actually find someone who was willing to be humiliated on a daily basis on the set, but I've got to that point where now my life gets to be video adapted in a way where I'm not the one just like telling stories about what's happened. So I hired a narcissist to play my mother, which is fitting because my mother is a narcissist. And I hired a dummy, actually. It's a robot to play myself, because I didn't really want to inflict the pain that I went through on anyone else.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we've got a robot playing me. Also, no one could play me as well as I could. So we've got that going on, and it's kind of interesting, you know, living my life again. It's not been really painful. Like, it's been lots of fun, and I've loved every second of it, and it's been just great having a robot play as me, because we couldn't find anyone who was willing to take on the torture of playing me.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been great.
Your recent move to LA, how's that going for you?
LA is great. I love the weather.
Love the traffic, I'm sure.
I mean, given that I don't drive, it's not that big of an issue. So I kind of like stay in my room, and it's been really fun not having to do anything, but being able to not do anything in a country where like the internet isn't shit. But yeah, no.
Living in Trump's America, of course.
I mean, Trump is not great, but neither is whoever the fuck is in, you know, Australia.
I hear you're going on a world tour.
I am.
Is this to promote anything particular, or are you just wanting to give back to the fans?
I mean, it was a bit of both. I love giving back in a way where I can make 5 times as much money. So that was definitely part of it, but also I feel like story times are great. Story times in like person are much better, and so
A bit more connection, I would say.
yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you know, I can charge like 5 times as much, and then I can 5 times as much that for like a meet and greet, so I can hug my fans in like a super controlled environment where I can also make 5 times as much money as I normally would from a 5 times as much money as I normally would kind of situation.
Yeah, that's a very good business.
It's super like philanthropic. I'm a good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a good person,
Yeah.
my researchers have told me you're doing quite well on your PhD program.
Absolutely. So being as smart as I am,
Getting some letters after the name and a few before, I see.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Mrs. Hairyfrankfurt, PhD, MD, BA, and I did that specifically in that order because I kind of skipped a lot of the middle parts. And so I paid someone to do that for me, and then they kind of told me what I needed to do, like the TLDR version. And then now I am like about to sign the paper that says that I'm going to be a doctor, and it's been a lot of fun.
You're gonna love doing that joke when someone says, "Is there a doctor in the house?" and you can be like,
Yeah, always.
"That's."
I mean, I
right.
was a doctor like a couple years ago, but TLDR didn't really work out.
Board certification and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. There was also like my marriage fell through. I'm sure you would have seen that on the news.
Oh,
my
yes.
marriage fell through, so I didn't
All
really
over
become a
Snapchat.
doctor. It was, yes. Oh god, Snapchat, don't get me started.
Yeah, on that social media tangent, I've seen recently you've had quite a number of fans taking the extra level, quite a number stalking,
Yeah.
and had to take out various police actions. That's why you moved to LA.
I had to, yeah, I really had to take serious action because, I mean, you were actually visiting, talking about this interview when we saw that there were people in my common area just stealing things of mine, and
It was terrible.
it was really frightening because I didn't even realize that the management of my building had put out like a promise that if they came through with like, here are the items back, that they would not take police action. Whereas I'm like the kind of person that I'm like, let's do the police action.
Straight to jail. Do
Absolutely.
not pass go.
No.
Do not collect $200.
Yeah, I don't want to pay them. Like, I want to get paid for finding them because, I mean, if they're doing that to me, they're doing it to other people as well.
Yeah, like, no one wants the unmentionables taken off the clothesline.
No, especially not like the paintings on the wall that aren't even mine even.
Yeah. So, you've got the music career, you've got the Netflix adaptation, you've got your massive online career. What's next, okay?
Okay, so
What's
once
the
I'm
next
a
mountain you're
doctor, I don't know, I feel like I'm probably gonna like travel to Africa and adopt 9 children because that's what Angelina Jolie did.
Bit of a Angelina Jolie fan?
No, I feel like I'm far more attractive, far prettier, better, just in every single way. Yeah, I just feel like I need to do something that is totally different. So I think she adopted 8 kids, I'm gonna adopt 9. It's entirely different, never been thought of before.
Exclusively from Africa, or are you going to go to other impoverished
No,
areas?
just Africa.
Just Africa?
Yeah, I feel like that's the most different. Just Africa and 9 children. And then obviously I'm going to have to hire a new nanny because my nanny is currently only dog certified.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard through like my friends that's not like a thing that you can do with kids.
No, I don't believe it is.
No. So yeah, that's like the biggest thing for me. I really want to give back by taking children from parents.
Interesting. Well, thanks for the time, Kate.
No, thank you. It's been so much fun.
Good luck to all your endeavours, and thank you for
Yeah.
joining me on the brown couch for a session.
I loved it. It was great. Thank you so much. And I will see you all on the internet.
Tune in next time, fam.
I'm so glad you didn't crack up. Oh, I was pretty close sometimes.